Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of the Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to watch the video. Always grateful for that. Hey guys, today we're going to talk about catching fish in the month of May, sort of during the post-spawn doldrums. There's a window of time, really actually a couple, 2, 3, 4 weeks after the fish get done spawning. Bass get tough to catch a little bit. They finicky, they're just worn out a little bit. They are stressed. They have been getting pounded on a lot because so many people fish during the month of April. But there's some things you can do to really help your success out in the month of May we're going to talk about in today's video. Also, guys, just a big thank you out there. Just wanted to let you guys know how much I appreciate everybody that's been going into the links in my description and using all my Tackle Warehouse links, Solar Bat links. You guys that are doing that are really helping out a lot to support the channel. So just wanted to pass along a big thank you to that if you're one of those people. Okay guys, one of the reasons I want to do this is I'm actually coming back from the lake right now. I was up at Lake of the Ozarks practicing for a BFL tournament this weekend. And fish are in the early post-spawn stage up there. There's still a few fish bedding, but I think most of them are pretty much done. And you can tell fishing's just a little bit tough, because of that. It's like there's a combination of a lot of different stuff. The fish, both the males and the females, are a little bit, fatigued from all the whole spawning and garden fry and keeping bluegills off the nest. Water fluctuations that play a part in it. A lot of stuff going on as far as the fish are really wanting to move. They're not real comfortable living in that shallow water where those fish have been bedding, and they want to go deeper. So it's just a couple different things can really just make it a little bit tougher. So one of the things I want to do with you guys, I want to give you guys some tips on how to catch fish right after they get done spawning, which we're in that right now most of the part. Now, the first thing that I'm going to recommend is trying to find the clearest water in the lake that you fish. Most lakes, they've got different water clarity variations, and after those fish get done spawning, if you're in the cleanest water of the lake, that's going to give you more technique options. If you're fishing the more stained water areas, your techniques and your approach is a little bit more limited. But if you're fishing the clear water, you have the ability to fish shallow, mid-depths, and a little bit deeper, excuse me, even in the month of May. So here's what my suggestion is. If you feel that most of the fish are done spawning in the lake, start out on the lower end of the lake and go back into those areas where you think those fish are bedding at, and throw some type of a topwater lure like a frog or a popper, or maybe even something like a floating worm. Something that is sort of finessey a little bit, a small topwater that you can fish in that clear water in those same type of areas. Now, there's still going to be fish back in there that are garden fry, they're just hanging out, they're feeding. There's a population of fish to be caught in there. Now, those fish, a lot of times, they can be a little bit more finicky because they're in that shallow water, but you can usually catch a few doing that if you get in there early or late in the day or on a cloudy day. Now, the next thing that they're going to do, you can catch some fish in the mid-depth zones. And what we mean by that is sometimes you can go back into those same type of areas where the fish are spawning and simply move out a little bit deeper. So, instead of throwing like the wacky rig and the top waters up against those banks, back out a little bit and throw like a light Carolina rig, medium diving crankbait, maybe slow rolling a swim bait. A lot of times those fish, after they get done spawning, they just move out a little bit deeper from the same type of spawning banks they're on. So if they spawned up in 2 or 3 feet of water and the water's clear, they may move out there a little bit, maybe 8 to 10 foot of water, and not leave those spawning coves. And finally, if you have clear water, you can also target those fish that have been out a little bit longer and are a little bit deeper. So the next thing that I would recommend is go out to your secondary points, and even some main lake, but mainly like the secondary points in the creeks and the secondary points that lead back into the spawning coves, and fish a shaky head and a football head jig and maybe a drop shot, some type of bottom lure out on those deeper points and anywhere between, say, 10 to 25 foot of water. That's also a really good technique if you've got some spotted bass in the lake that you're fishing. But those are the 3 approaches, guys. You can really, during the month of May, you can fish a lot of different depth zones. It just depends on the type of day and the mood that the fish are in. And like I said, usually, that's sort of like a funky period for 3 or 4 weeks until they start getting into their summer patterns and get a little bit more, predictable where they're going to be at. So hope it helps out. We'll talk later.